Hello, Capricorn. This is Marley with Fawn and Fire Intuitive. I hope you guys are doing amazing, especially with everything going on. I hope that you are safe and healthy and focusing your mind and your heart and your energy on what you can control right now. It is the new moon, and so I want to look into the next 6 months, what you're going to be creating, what's going to be happening in your life. This is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, okay? At the end of this video, I'll tell you guys a little bit about what I've got going on, and I will also link some videos that explain it more fully. But let's go ahead and get started, Capricorn. Okay, this is kind of funny with social distancing, but we have the Great Gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive Hits Soul Tribe. And the first message I'm hearing is during this time when, if it has for you, things have slowed down, you're actually, it might even seem to you like certain things are falling apart or certain relationships are falling apart in the next 6 months, but actually it's kind of bringing you in contact with people that get you, people that can actually encourage you for this, next decade of your life, this next year, 5 years, 10 years. Like things are coming together. And sometimes I feel this as well. Sometimes in the next 6 months, you might have some people who come into your life and you're going to feel a connection with them. And then it's kind of short-lived. It's like you connect and then they're gone, and you might want to kind of get hung up on it, or it might bother you a little bit, or you might have certain opportunities that come in and then kind of seem like they evaporate. But I keep hearing soul fragments. You're going to come across certain people where it's like they come in and they were meant to walk parallel to you, not necessarily arm in arm, okay? So you're going to be getting, some sort of knowledge, or they'll activate one of your chakras, or, something. You two will impart something to one another, but it might not be long term, but we will keep seeing. Okay. Yes. And then we have this shadow card. We have addicted. Okay. And when that happens, you might feel stabbed in the back, and you might kind of be addicted to finding out why that happened, or, you could really be addicted to a coexisting relationship. And that is the number 11. So it is kind of showing the things that happen the next 6 months. They are actually in your highest good. They are a bridge to like a more positive outcome, you being more in alignment with yourself. And it's important to kind of even if, you might have certain patterns of behavior where somebody has hurt you in the past, and it could impart somewhat of a victim mentality. And so it seems like the next 6 months, it's important on kind of like taking those swords out and trying to look at the positive, because especially right now in this time, you're going to kind of have a choice on which timeline you're going to align with. And, with Capricorns, I know for specific Capricorns, depending on what else is in your chart, career is very important, and the practical, having things nailed down, knowing the plan. And there's also an aspect here. You may be pretty practical, and you may be thinking about things from a practical standpoint when really something spiritual is happening, something that you signed up for, and that you're kind of learning to walk in your power, and people are going to be coming alongside of you to walk with you. Yes, because we have the Wasp spirit, number 64, and that is 6 and 4 is 10, which means, and I'm seeing the 11 here, it's like it's kind of time to let some of the cycles go, okay? Like a wasp can sting over and over and over and over again, okay? And you don't need to keep letting yourself get stung by the same situation over and over and over and over again. And a lot of times it's our thought process. I'm hearing like that somebody is really just wants to be good enough for somebody else, and so they keep thinking if they were better that the situation would get better. But it's almost like you have a choice. Are you going to kind of allow what's meant to come around you to come around you? Are you going to continue to allow yourself to continue being stung? It's also really giving you some encouragement that nothing is as bad as it seems, and things aren't going to be bad for you for too long, okay? And you also have 33 here. Freedom is yours, the horse spirit, okay? I'm hearing for somebody there is, you know, some things that you should be exploring right now. It's possible that the current situation has really like thrown a wrench into your plans, but actually it's kind of knocking over the gate for you to be able to run out into the wild and explore things that you've always wanted to explore. Okay, we do have Eros here, love. And then we have the prayer. Oh, yes, and the creator. Okay, so this is a deep spiritual message for certain Capricorns. I'm really feeling like you've had a prayer in your heart for the kind of relationships and the kind of friendships that you want to have. And the universe has heard your prayer, okay? And that is what's been coming around you and will be coming around you for the next 6 months. But you're also being encouraged to remember that you are the creator. You know, you are connected to source. We are made in source's image, as above, so below. And it's really showing that some of the like victim mentality, some of the wounds from the past, it's important that you free yourself so that you don't keep creating that same cycle over and over again, like attracting the same types of people, getting in the same types of situations. Okay, I just heard, I shouldn't even say this, you know, I'm not going to say that. Something about bareback, being ridden bareback. But it's like, it might be uncomfortable. It might not feel as safe as you're used to. It might seem just like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. But you've been putting certain things like out into the universe, like this cry of your heart. It's really showing you've spoken it, you know, and oh, it's so interesting. If you look at this card, the creator, I was watching a Dolores Cannon video, and she was doing a hypnotherapy. She was doing hypnotherapy on somebody and did this regression. And this person started channeling source. And, you know, it was saying, you know, we are creators. You know, you've most likely heard of manifesting, and you know, some people say we are the God of our own creation. And in this channeled message, she was saying how like the universe drops the paint, and then it's our job to move it around on the canvas and create something with it. So you're really being encouraged that whatever has been dropped in your lap right now, whatever you're facing, and I really do feel some of you might be facing some difficult stuff right now, just know it's happening for you, and it's making so things come together so that you meet the people that you're meant to meet, that you are able to connect with the opportunities you're meant to connect with. And so it's important to not get caught up on why me and oh my gosh, this sucks so bad, and instead free yourself from that rather than allowing yourself to be stung over and over and over again, mostly by your own thoughts and your perception of circumstances. Recognize that freedom is yours, and whatever is dropped in front of you, really brainstorm how can you create with that. And the best part is you don't have to do it alone. First off, you're going to have people around you to give you advice, but also connect to your higher self and source and literally say, you know, the Bible promises wisdom to anybody who asks for it, and I stand on that all the time. Like, tell me what the heck is going on here. Tell me what I need to know. Help me understand it clearly so I know exactly the moves to take. Don't hesitate to sit down and ask, why is this happening and what can I do with it? Okay, for the next 6 months in love, we have free yourself in reverse and chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. So some of you really may be dealing with a situation where in some ways you might even be obsessed or addicted. We have addicted up here too, to a certain connection, okay? And you don't necessarily want to free yourself from that. And I kind of get like there's a purpose. Whatever this connection is, there's a reason there's a strong magnetic attraction here. And it might not be that this person is the one, but one thing I've always noticed in this card is he's handing her like a star, you know, and sometimes we come across certain soul connections that really, they can be there to awaken a certain chakra, like your throat chakra or your sacral chakra, or they come to teach us something, or they come to help us heal something. And, you know, the star, the hermit also holds the star. And it's the hermit's perception of the star that ends up creating his beliefs about the world that he's about to re-enter. Okay, and so there is a very deep soul connection. Either you're already in it because the energy is coming out pretty strong, or you're going to come across one person or maybe multiple people. I do feel for some of you with that first card that the next 6 months could be interesting. You might come across different soul family, and you know, you'll recognize it by either having like a telepathic connection, feeling like you know them, feeling intense chemistry, and it's very easy to get addicted to that. But it seems like there's a lot that you're going to learn from this connection if you look at it the right way, and if you take the gift that it's giving you, and then don't try to control it or control the person, but instead look at the it's saying like, okay, you don't have to free yourself. It doesn't have to be black and white. Like you can allow it to unfold, and you can allow the ebb and flow of what it's meant to be. We have the Fool, into the unknown. And then Temperance in reverse. So Aries, Sagittarius, and then the Ten of Swords in reverse. Okay, same cards. That's so interesting. Let's see if there's anything else. Four of Wands. Okay, and then we have King of Wands in reverse. So you could be dealing with a fire sign, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. All right, because that's coming out really strong, a lot of fiery energy. And with that chemistry card, you know, most likely in this next 6 months, you're going to be dealing with somebody that you feel very passionate about, and they don't necessarily want to build the same thing as you. And for some of you, this is another cycle of where you are kind of repeating past relationship cycles, okay, because it is out of balance. And with that Ten of Swords in reverse, and then we have that Addicted card, which looks just like the Ten of Swords, and I already talked about the Ten of Swords. It's saying, you know, this connection might not be as balanced as you want it to be. It might not be showing up. You know, Temperance, it's like there's the passion, there's the emotion, and then she's got one foot firmly planted on the ground, okay? And she's kind of able to balance all that. So first off, this connection could be so intense, and this person might be telling you everything you want to hear in the beginning, and then it could, you know, so you could just leap into it. And it's saying, okay, you might not want to free yourself because there's important lessons to be learned here, but it's important not to take victim mentality where you are putting yourself in a position where someone's mistreating you. But there's an aspect here of where this connection, the friendship aspect will be really good. I'm going to pull some more cards over this. I want to know why, because it is showing like leaping into a relationship, and it might be out of balance because there's more than one person involved. And it's saying it's really important not to go back to past patterns. Clarify these for me. Yeah, I mean, it's really showing that it's almost like it's possible in the past or coming up, you're going to want to dive in to something. And it's something that could end up being very addictive for you, like a relationship, okay? And if you don't kind of keep balance with the other practical aspects of your life and watching like the words you speak to friends about this relationship, you might really feel like it's lacking in some areas, or you could be repeating past behaviors where you feel like you've been left out in the cold. And it's really showing with the Lovers here in reverse, which could be Gemini, and the 10 of Cups in reverse, and the 5 of Cups in reverse. I mean, it is showing that emotionally it's going to be a little difficult, okay? Because it could be that a seed gets planted and it seems like it's going to be amazing and then it falls apart. So one thing to be aware of the next 6 months is that, you know, the pendulum and the ebb and flow. You don't want to go too hard in the paint in the beginning. You want to let things slowly unfold, because if you go too hard in the paint in the beginning, it swings the opposite direction, and it's almost like, you know, a bowling pin. It knocks everything over, and you never get to quite the outcome that you want. And you really have a choice here. What are you trying to create? Are you going to continue in past patterns, okay? Because we have conception here in reverse. You want to make sure that you're planting your seeds. Like, you're going to have other options. So don't go all in if it's not truly satisfying you, if it doesn't feel peaceful, okay? Because you can plant your seed among, you know, soil that is not fertile. Or that if you get too anxious and too up in your head, you can choke out the seeds. Yeah. Then we have emergence, number 25, and both of these are 7, okay? So it's really showing the mirror of the choices, okay? That you can either like plant the seed and then choke it out, or you can plant the seed and allow it to emerge, allow it to flower, allow the ebb and flow, see what happens, keep your options open. The frequency of emergence invites us to approach our reality with a childlike attitude of innocence and wonderment, to watch and celebrate the beauty that unfolds from that place. So what is awesome is that everything coming up for you the next 6 months is in your highest good, okay? For a lot of you, it's helping you let go of past patterns, like, you know, repeating thoughts of where you feel like the victim, or you feel left out in the cold, or you overcommit in relationships. It's going to feel a little uncomfortable. Like I said, like, you know, riding a horse without a saddle. It might feel bumpy and like, what the heck is going on here? It might feel a little bit out of control. And it's important to keep your, to stay grounded and to really trust that everything's working out in your highest good, because this could actually kind of be a catapult to something new and something big, and you could really be freeing yourself from the past, okay? I'm going to do an extended reading. If you're interested in purchasing that, the link is in the box below. I'll go more into the love relationship and then look more into what you will be creating, or what you have the opportunity to create the next 6 months, all right? And I've decided to change up the way I'm doing the Master Conduit course. I'm going to put a video at the end of this video if you're interested in seeing that, but I want more people to be able to be a part of it. And some of the people who have looked into it, you know, they've been held back due to the price, and even though the price of the course is actually very reasonable, I really want people to be able to enroll all year round. And in the beginning of 2020, I was planning on starting another course, and then I felt how quickly the energy was changing, and I really meditated on it, and I decided to make a Love and Above group, okay? So it's going to have all the content from the Master Conduit course. So everything about, you know, getting your vibration up, reprogramming your subconscious, because our subconscious really holds us back when we're trying to manifest and just be happy and healthy mentally and physically. There is accountability, where we give challenges, and then, you know, you're up to 90% more likely to reach your goals if you're held accountable. So we check in with each other. We really learn to trust our intuition, techniques to keep your vibration up, manifestation techniques. But then as I do this, I want to do it more as a monthly subscription, so that we can spend the year together and really go deep into all of these things. So I'm going to be adding things like astrology, really figuring out your chart, and how it affects you and how to overcome some of those things and use your chart in your favor as you're trying to manifest. There will be energy readings and healings and lots of manifestation. I have had, last month was crazy. I had so many of my manifestations come to pass. And, you know, this is really for your ascension process. If you're awake and, you know, you're coming across soul relationships and you're waking up, I spent like 5 years in a cave just meditating and seeking after answers. And I felt to do this last year, start the Master Conduit course, because I want it to be easier for people to ascend and not get too sidetracked, you know, because for me anyway, it was essential. I needed to feel better. I needed to release anxiety. I needed to manifest a whole new life. And with a lot of trial and error, I found a lot of great techniques. And so I'm hoping you will join me there. Like I said, I'll post a video with more information, and then the link to sign up for that. It's either you can pay monthly, or if you pay in full, you get a large discount plus some free gifts. Okay. So much love and light to you guys. And like I said, I'll do the extended reading down below. Bye.